Right, for about the third time trying this, we're going for a quicker intro than the one I've previously recorded, the one I used in my trailer, simply because we've got a lot of footage to get through. Now, former Lincolnshire PCSO Zoe Watts, 38, appeared at Lincoln Crown Court today facing charges of possessing a firearm whilst prohibited, possessing a firearm without certificate, and manufacturing a firearm. Watts, who served 8 years as a PCSO, was arrested at home by armed officers on the 11th of December, 2024. Watts previously gained attention in 21 when sentenced to 27 months in prison for making improvised explosive devices and possessing banned weapons and dangerous substances, including nitroglycerine and potassium nitrate. The earlier case revealed Watts' interest in survivalism, with videos documenting experience involving fire and explosions. Currently held in a male prison, Watts' detention has drawn protests from trans rights activists outside the court, arguing for the rights of trans individuals in custody. Defence lawyers have requested a delay in entering pleas to allow further examination of the seized items. Judge Simon Hurst agreed, remanding Watts into custody until the next hearing on the 13th of February 2025. And here is everything that happened after I left court, releasing that information on. So as I stand, sorry, let's just face you guys up. As I stand outside the Crown Court, literally the courtroom is just up there, that we was just in. The family are about to, I think it's the family, about to exit. One of them looks similar to, as they called in court, Miss Watts. Still sounded like a man, to be fair. But there we go. And there's meant to be a make noise protest happening currently right about now. But no one seems to be here as of yet. So we'll just see and wait to see who comes out of the court. And thanks to the amazing fuckabout of the courtroom, I've brought me bag. I've brought me bag, guys. There's some people coming out from a hearing. But yeah, the madness about that was simply just the fact that not only when you go in, you've got to literally empty your bag. I've been to several courtrooms around the country, including Manchester, Stockport, Grimsby, and Hull, I believe, and even Lincoln magistrates. Never have I ever had to empty my bag. They've normally just gone through my bag. They did do it to several other people here, but they didn't do it to me. A group is starting to gather. But yeah, it was mad. Search and search again, and then before you got into the actual courtroom, they searched you again. So you had to be searched when you got into the courtroom. And your phones took literally off you. It is mental. Otherwise they couldn't let you in the courtroom. Bit crazy, but it is what it is. I don't worry too much about my bag, guys, because £3 off TV. So it cost me donks to go. So let's get all my stuff in my pocket and just wait for the gathering to commence. So just been talking to a couple of possible family friends or family that's just walking off down there. Two very nice ladies, to be fair, basically helping them understand that I'm an independent journalist. I'm just covering what's going on. And they said it's unfortunate that the courts don't know like we do. I says that's why you get a trial of a jury of 12 peers, and 12 people have got to agree on the sentencing. So there is that, and there is a gathering starting to be made, and they're meant to be making noise, but are they going to be? So they don't seem to be making noise. They've made no noise, and they've gone off quietly.
I don't mind you filming, can I ask who you are?
Huh?
I don't mind you filming, can I ask who you are though?
I'm just an independent journalist.
Where are you from? You're not...
I'm not with anyone, I'm just me. I'm just me covering on Story Today. Obviously, you know about the case. So.
Oh yeah,
I'm just covering it. I'm just covering it. I just see a few people a bit worried about the camera, so they've got face masks on. That's fine.
Yeah. There's no point in me putting the camera on. Everyone knows who I am.
No, I just keep it rolling constantly,
Cool.
and then go around, take pictures, videos, or speak to anyone that wants to speak.
You can take a picture of me.
I take a picture of everyone.
I'll speak to
That's
you.
the plan. That's the plan. Yeah. I know what it's about anyway, so yeah.
I don't mind speaking.
You mind that because when the
Anyone can speak. I'm not fussed. It's up to you guys. I'm just saying exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
That's
No,
it.
I understand the process of the law. The law must take it. There's a process, and that must be adhered to. Hello, my love.
Yeah. It's just like I say. Whatever happens, like in court, I'll come outside and report. Whatever happens on the outside of the courts. I'll then just show on camera because that's it. The camera doesn't lie, you know.
I'd say I'd put my name to that on camera and say I'd go on camera and say that it's like I say I understand there's a process of law which must be adhered to.
Yeah.
I respect the process of law. Whether the person is guilty or not guilty is not something to do with me. That's to do with them. That's to do with the judge, and obviously to do with the CPS. They'll look at the evidence, they'll weigh it up, and they'll make their own decision. I'm confident that that process of law will work. There's a spotlight on this case specifically, not because of the charges that Zoe Watts is facing. They're serious charges. If they are found guilty, there will be serious consequences, but that's not my concern. My concern is that a transgender prisoner with full surgery and a gender recognition certificate is being forced by the Ministry of Justice into a male prison.
Okay.
Where I believe, as an ex-prisoner myself, it would be a really dangerous situation for them. And if I thought it was about protecting women, and I believe that it was done out of good faith, I would say the system must work as it does. But I believe that Zoe Watts is being scapegoated just because of the views of the right wing in this country, whether it's J.K. Rowling or Kelly J. Keane, Smilla Braverman, Kevin Badenoch. I believe it's a political decision that Zoe Watts has been placed into a male prison, and we're here to say that we just don't think that's right. We don't think that's fair. And I think outside interference into the British criminal justice system is, I think it's wrong. It should be up to the law, the criminal justice system, to decide and weigh up the evidence, and obviously for the judge at Lincoln Crown Court, whatever decision they make, I hope it's made with neutrality, and that the issue of them being transgender has nothing to do with the crimes that they are alleged to have committed.
Okay.
That's all I can say.
Yeah. I mean, you did touch upon a bit that I was going to look into, because obviously I don't know Zoe at all. That's the name she goes by. I've never met her. I was confused when first coming across this case whether she was male or female, because it wasn't put forward at first. I had to do a little bit of digging to see what she came out as. How long has she been a she? Do you mind me asking? Do you know?
I don't know a lot about. I don't know much. I don't know much about the case.
Okay.
like the court has, like the court will be hearing, and like the court will be seeing, they'll be looking at Zoe's YouTube videos and stuff. I know probably as much as you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, coming up from London was an ordeal today. But when I was arrested and put on trial for my speech at London Trans Pride 2023, there was so much political interference in the case that I was afraid that I wouldn't get a fair trial.
Yeah.
I did, and I was found not guilty, and I'm here just to lend my support to the transgender community, not just up here in Lincoln, in Nottingham, and in Leeds, to say, like, I'm not going to stand by as one individual. I'm just a one person. I'm not going to stand by and say nothing when a transgender woman, a legal woman, with full gender recognition certificate and full surgery, is false for, I don't know, just to get.
So do you think that should change then? Like, I mean, the wording of it all. So you're saying she's got a certificate, she is full woman.
Zoe is legally a woman in the eyes of the law, and the law must stand.
That's more than what I knew. Yeah. So just to clarify on that, do you think she should be labelled as transgender anymore, or just woman?
I think the letter of the law should be followed.
So that's what I mean. So instead of you explaining
Zoe Watts is under law, in legal law, a woman.
Yeah.
Passport, birth certificate, it's a bit. Zoe is legally a woman, and to say otherwise would be it wouldn't be just disrespectful to Zoe Watts, but it would be disrespectful to our laws. The laws are there for a reason. Zoe would have obviously had to sit in front of a panel. Who would have made this decision? They've decided that Zoe is a woman and issued a new birth certificate to say so. And I believe that the law must be respected, as much as people might not like it, as much as the right wing and exclusionary radical feminists might not like it. The law is the law, and the law should protect transgender people and people who have women who have transitioned just as much as we would like the law to protect us in our everyday lives.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is the law must be upheld, and vulnerable people should be protected. And I don't think sticking a woman inside a male prison, I think it's really bad optics. And I believe in maybe 20 or 30 years' time, people will look back and go, we could have done a lot. We could have done a lot better. I remember George Michael saying shortly before he died, he said in 20 or 30 years' time, people will look back, just as we do look back and we look at the amount of transphobia and homophobia that was in Britain in the 1970s and 80s. We could have done a lot better. We could have been a lot kinder. But in this case, it's clear cut. All I asked for, as a representative for the Trans Prison Alliance, is to say that the law should be respected and the law should be upheld. In Zoe Watts' case, just as much as you and I in our everyday life would like the letter of the law to be followed.
All right. Well, thank you for that.
That's it, my friends.
Hopefully I can take that into court during the trial as well, and see if anything specific gets said, especially about a sex agenda.
I agreed with everything you said, but also, what are vulnerable prisoner wards for? Like,
pardon?
Vulnerable prisoner wings exist
to
put vulnerable prisoners. So if you're worried about the safety of putting a trans woman in a women's prison, then put them in a vulnerable prisoner wing.
Yeah. Like I say, I know when it comes down to remand, you're segregated anyway, you're separate. So I believe right now safety.
I pretty much wasn't separated.
Some prisons do it differently, but that's what I believe.
Yeah.
Because I know a local that has been remanded locally around here, and it wasn't like every day. But other prisons do treat them like your everyday inmate, or can treat them like your everyday inmate. Whether that's the case in this one, I do not have a clue yet. Still got to do a bit more research. Nothing much is going to come out as towards the prison won't release anything. You know, they won't.
The prison's not allowed to talk about individual cases.
No, so it's a case of seeing whether the courts actually release any information. But I will be taking this into trial and listening and going, is anything about her gender being read? As far as I can see, both prosecution and defence in court today called her she. So that's what they're going by.
That is the law.
Yeah, nothing else was said about her gender. So, but that's what was said in court today. So, if she's in a male prison, that's a bit obscure to me. I don't understand why, but I'll have a look into that.
Because of the politics in this country today, you know.
Is it because she was born a man, she's being put in a man's prison? Is that why? Is that what they're going by? Is that what?
I have absolutely no idea.
I've just got to wrap my head around it as well, because I don't quite understand.
I have no idea why the Ministry of Justice felt it was necessary to put someone who is legally a woman into a man's prison, except because of the political fallout if they were sent into a female prison. And like I say, the amount of radical feminists within our government, and people who just don't want to embrace change.
Okay, well I'll let you get to the group and get some shots. I'll drop me a pen.
Yeah. You press as well.
I'm from the Brett,
I genuinely don't think that individual speaking knew how to answer a question. I didn't get no further information. Let me know what you think down in the comments.
After. Right, okay, thank you very much for coming on a cold day in buttfuck nowhere in Lincoln. Up steep hill, aptly named. We'll do, in the unlikely event that we get a cop presence, that said, we are outside court, and so we should prepare for the worst. We're going to distribute some bus cards which have the names of a local solicitor on it, and some information for your arrest. If in the unlikely event that you do get nicked and you don't have time to read your bus card, there's 5 bits of key information that's always good to have when attending something like this. And what we do is I'll say them and then you'll repeat them back to me, and then everyone's fine and no one gets nicked. Got it? Wicked. Okay, so it follows. No comment.
No comment.
Okay.
Fair enough. No comment. Anybody can do no comment until court date.
Wicked. You do not need to answer police questions, so don't.
Is that not just no comment?
Second, no personal details.
As for no details, that's a bit shady. Because if you've committed a crime, you're either going to get taken to the police station and your details are going to get, because they're going to fingerprint you, or you give your details there and then on the street and come back at a convenient date for yourself and the police. So that is wrong.
You do not have to give personal details under any stop and search power, so don't.
They will not be used for stop and search. They'll be used for Section 50 of the Police Reform Act, which is to give your name and address. You do not have to give your birth date. You don't have to give that, but your name and address you do have to give if they believe you're being involved in some sort of antisocial behaviour. So give your details.
Third, under what power?
Again, Section 50 of the Police Reform Act, that's under what power? And I say it as if I know, I do, because police officers have abused that power with me several times before.
Ask what power to challenge the police to act lawfully. The fourth, no duty solicitor. Use a recommended solicitor, what is written on your bus cards.
Personally, I've never had a problem with a duty solicitor. I've heard of many people having problems with duty solicitors over the time, though, so it is your own preference, whatever you feel comfortable with at the time. I don't think a duty solicitor, in my personal opinion, makes a difference.
And the fifth and final, no caution. No caution. Cautions are an admission of guilt, so don't accept one.
Nothing can be deemed as an admission of guilt on the street. You are not admitting you're guilty in any way, shape or form. Like, for instance, if I was to attend a voluntary interview and go under caution and have an interview under caution, that does not make me any more guilty than if I was to stay at home and ignore the voluntary interview, which then, preceding that, there would be a warrant out for my arrest. Which way round looks more guilty to you? None of it makes a difference to the police. They'll either nick you or you come in at a convenient time for both of you.
Cool, should we do some chanting of that? Yeah, sweet.
Please God, no! Oh shit, I was there the entire day. I don't want to hear it again.
We used a rhyming dictionary on the train.
Wow.
Trans-liberation, not incarceration!
Trans-liberation, not incarceration!
Trans-liberation!
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 Not incarceration!
British justice lost the plot! Justice for Zoe Watts!
British justice lost the plot! Justice for Zoe Watts!
British justice lost the plot!
Justice for Zoe Watts!
British justice lost the plot!
Justice for Zoe Watts!
Trans-liberation!
Not incarceration!
Trans-liberation!
Not incarceration!
Trans-liberation!
Not incarceration!
Trans-liberation!
Not incarceration!
British justice lost the plot!
Justice for Zoe Watts!
British justice lost the plot!
Justice for Zoe Watts!
British justice lost the plot!
Justice for Zoe Watts!
British justice lost the plot!
Justice for Zoe Watts!
When trans rights are under attack, what do we do?
Fight back!
There's two of those, which one are we going with? Stand up, fight back! When trans rights are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
When trans rights are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
When trans rights are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
Oh, that'd be amazing. Yeah.
Thank you everybody here. Thank you for attending today. It's a really cold day, but it's a privilege to be here. I'm here to stand in solidarity with Zoe Watts. Absolutely, Bobby, you tell them. I got a message for the Ministry of Justice. Stop meddling in affairs which have nothing to do with you. I believe in British justice. I do. Zoe Watts is a woman. That is a fact. That is a legal fact in British law. Zoe Watts stands on trial as the woman she is. Zoe Watts paid her taxes as Zoe Watts, as the woman she is. I do not know too much about the charges that Zoe Watts is facing. All I ask is that the rule of law be followed. I ask that the judge
look with neutrality into this case and weigh Zoe Watts based on the evidence, not on speculation. The Ministry of Justice have decided in their wisdom to put a legal woman in a man's prison.
Shame!
That is the decision that they have decided to make. And I don't think much can be done about that, except to say that we stand here in solidarity with transgender prisoners across the world, not just in the United Kingdom. We also stand with the trans community in Gaza and on the West Bank, because trans people are everywhere. We're living in dark times. There are forces of evil at play in our country at the moment who would see this country rip itself rip itself apart, tear itself to pieces, trying to decide.
Has anyone got where this person's loyalties lie? Does anyone understand where this person's coming from? Because I don't.
Is ever gonna keep us safe? No prison, no state. Is ever gonna keep us safe? No prison, no state. Is ever gonna keep us safe? No prison, no state. Is ever gonna keep us safe? No prison, no state. Is ever gonna keep us safe? No prison, no state. Is ever gonna keep us safe? No prison, no state. Is ever gonna keep.
Now, before the guy that you've just seen walk on screen steals the show, and I mean ends today's video, and the rest you'll have to wait until tomorrow. No prison, no state will ever keep us safe. Well, Zoe Watts stood in the stand today, very healthy, very happy by the looks of their facial expressions towards, I believe, family members in the courtroom. So, it's safe.
No prison, no state. Trans liberation, not incarceration. Trans liberation,
Any spare change?
trans liberation, not incarceration. Trans liberation. If anyone has any spare change for this gentleman, it'd be greatly appreciated as well.
I've been on the street 3 years here. I cannot listen. They took a dog off me, charged me 20 grand. Homeless. I can get you protesting something here, mate. But anything could help me, look. Today, I just want to get out of this area. Oh, look, that's why I come to you. Thank you. I don't want to be here. That's all right. That's enough. Yeah, thank you. That's enough to get me some food. And listen, I can help you all, lot, because I've gone to the jail. I don't do jail no more. I was in a jail in Hull with Bronson, and they had a woman in there, and she had boobs. But she wouldn't sexually trans down here, and they stuck her in all prison, and everyone was molesting her. That's another one. Work out about that one. That's when Bronson was in jail. I feel for anybody. Listen. Wow. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
I can go away now.
Now you're going to have to watch tomorrow's video to find out the lead up to this. Catch you tomorrow, 3:30.